Alright, boys. Welcome back to the Side Boob, the official podcast of the Man Boob Fantasy Football League. I don't really have a co host today. Sent out a couple feelers, but might just do this one solo. So let's jerk this off real fast. Just kind of want to see where we're at through 10 weeks. Like, take a look at the division standings and maybe call a couple people out because I can't believe the amount of unset lineups we've had this year. I mean, what's going on? It's from teams like you wouldn't expect either, like CJ and Travis. Which with CJ, I'm not totally convinced that wasn't just an act of disrespect against Andy. Like he knew he had the superior team. And he still won by 13. Jesus. Yeah. I mean, Kyler's been. We knew he's questionable. I mean, for weeks. You knew that's something you had to keep an eye on. I find it hard to believe that just slips past him 2 weeks in a row. But I mean, I could be wrong. See, we have Josh / Noble jumping Brad for the #1 spot in the Bloods. I'm not sure how I feel about that. It's going to be really weird if he ends up winning. Yeah, I guess the main, besides Josh jumping Brad, the main story with the Bloods right now is Travis. I mean, season over, man. Season over. And you're coming off I think your best week of the season last week. You gained some serious ground on CJ, and you come out this week and put out an unset lineup. Not one player, but two players. And this isn't your first week, this is your second week doing that. And you put up the lowest point total in the history of the league. I mean, from just a pride standpoint, brother, check your lineup on game day, man. Check your lineup. Well, is what it is. I'd say everybody else in this division's still in it. I mean, they're definitely still in it. The only two people that, or I guess three teams that are just out of it at this point. I mean, maybe not from a numbers perspective, but Travis is out, Andy's out, Gill's out. I mean, I guess I guess they still have a shot if they went out, but you just don't see it. I just don't see it happening. So, yeah, Jared's coming on strong, I think, right? He's got a sneaky good team, man. Like he could sneak into the playoffs and cause some damage. It really comes down to Russell Wilson. Is he going to start playing better? Like, is this how serious is this finger injury? Because he did not look like vintage Russell Wilson this week. But yeah, Diggs had a good game finally. Performed where you'd expect him to perform based on where you drafted him. Let me check that out real fast. Where is it? Yeah, 22 points, 8 receptions for 162 yards and a touchdown. Yeah, Kittle's coming alive. I think he just caught a touchdown. Yeah, watch out for Jared's team down the stretch. Like, I could definitely see him sneaking in here. I know Miller's been high on his team for majority of the season. I see why. He's got a good team. He really does. Especially when Darrell Henderson's in there. Yeah. Let's see. I think at this point, there's probably two teams that I would be shocked if they didn't make the playoffs. And it's always the guys with the high point totals. And that would be, well, I guess Brad. Is Brad still point leader? Points for Bradley. 1022, 1001. Where's CJ? 993. Yeah, CJ put himself in a bad spot, man. Now, because if Brad loses a couple games and CJ keeps losing, Brad's gonna take that wild card spot. Come on, guys. Yeah, I'm still in like a precarious position with Bud and CJ and Nathan just nipping at my heels like they've done for weeks. So I just like every week has felt like a must win. It's so stressful. And I'm not there in the points. Like I'm not gonna get the wild card. I have to get one of these top 2 spots. So I got to keep winning. Especially this past week. Like this week, it doesn't feel like as much as a must win as the matchup against Taylor did. Like I got the 2-game lead on Sam and Nathan right now. Well, it just makes me feel more comfortable. And with the Cooper Cup and CMC bye weeks coming up, I knew I had to win it. I knew I had to win it, and it comes down to the wire. Yeah. Yeah, I probably walked 2 miles in my living room just pacing Monday night watching that game. And it probably took at least a year off my life. It was easier to get up in the next morning coming out with that victory. That being said, Taylor's still very much in it. He's got a tough decision on his hands tonight between starting Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson. I'd probably lean Harris, but the immersion of Ramondre really kind of caps Damian Harris's ceiling. Yeah, God, that Freiermuth fumble, Jesus, that's heartbreaking. Yeah, he kind of mismanaged his lineup last week. You know, he made a play, it didn't work out. It wasn't totally egregious. I was a little surprised when I saw he started Gallup over Stevenson with Harris being out, but it is what it is. This is really weird doing this by myself. Just totally sober. At 2:40. What else can we talk about here? Howie's team, he might have. I gotta look at Bud's team. Bud's got a good team too, but Howie's team, it's just so solid. I mean, there's not a whole lot of holes. Mike Williams falling off hurts. It definitely hurts because that was. I mean, if you had Mike Williams earlier in the season and could start him over Myles Gaskin, that would feel so much better. Yeah, I think Howie's about a lock to make the playoffs. Let's check out the point totals. I mean, I know I'm not catching them. Sam might be able to. Sam and Bud are kind of close in points, I think. Let's see, Bud 976. Nathan's got over 1,000. Where's Sam? 979. So they're right there. I mean, I guess he's not a lock, but just how his team looks, I would be surprised if Howie missed the playoffs. I would. It's about time we start respecting Bud as a fantasy player, as a manager, because he's managed his ass off this year, man. I mean, he's making moves. He's making moves on the waiver wire. I mean, and like, not like these moves that you pick somebody up and you drop them the next week. No, he's picking up players that are immediately going to help his team. Like, Uzoma? I don't know how to pronounce that. Michael Pittman, he picked up off waivers. Hunter Henry, I'm pretty sure he picked up off waivers. He just got Donta Foreman this week, who it's looking like a 50-50 split between him and AP, but Donta Foreman looks like the better back for sure. I'd much rather own Donta Foreman, and he's got just a cakey matchup this week against Houston. He does need a quarterback this week. Let's see who's available. Let's kind of speculate on who he might pick up. If my computer will cooperate. Yeah, we shit on his team every year at the draft, and he hasn't missed the playoffs once in the, I think, 4 years since he's been in this league. About time we respect the guy. For real. Matt Ryan, I would be. Yeah, there's no way. I couldn't start Matt Ryan this week. Not only at his performance last week, but Thursday night and going against the Patriots. So maybe Cam. Cam might. Maybe Mac Jones. I mean, I might consider Mac Jones. Just said the rest of his team's pretty good. If he can just get a quarterback with just like kind of a solid floor, like Mac Jones isn't gonna go out and put up like 28 points, I don't think, but like a guaranteed 15. Let's see what he's been doing. I know he's looked good just as an NFL quarterback, but as a fantasy quarterback, I'm not totally sure. Kind of hit and miss. Week 9 wasn't great, was it? Yeah, I mean, there's not a ton of great options. Daniel Jones, maybe, against Tampa Bay on Monday night. I don't know. I mean, you're not going to feel totally confident with plugging any of these guys in here, to be honest. That makes me feel a little better. I could really use a Bud loss this week. How many in a row has he won? Oh, one. But I feel like he's won like 4 out of the last 5 or something like that. He's hot. His team's hot. For sure. Yeah. Guess that's about all I gotta say. Maybe we'll check out Sam's team real fast. I don't think we've talked about Sam's team. Dude, Swift and Carter holding it down. While, where's oh, there he is. I was gonna say. Yeah, holding it down for Sam's team while Saquon's been out. Not really expecting much out of Saquon coming back, if he plays this week, coming back from an injury, going against Tampa Bay. Who knows what his workload's going to be, but you absolutely have to put him in your lineup. Yeah. Obviously rooting for Sam and Bud over Nathan because Nathan's already got one. And he's got the scarier team, I think. Marginally scarier. Let's maybe we'll go look at the matchups real fast. And things are a little more clear after week 10. Just with Travis dropping out, Miller made things a little more hard on himself. But yeah, they're still unclear. It's more, I guess it's come down to nine teams. I think the other 3 are effectively eliminated from the playoffs. Let's see. It'd be really nice to have some divisional matchups down the stretch here, because that's when you could really make up some ground. It makes it a little harder going against the other division, and you gotta, especially for these teams that are trying to claw their way back into the top 2. You gotta rely on the other teams losing. Me versus Josh. Okay, let's check it out. How long's this been running? I feel like this goes so much faster when it's just me talking. Oops.
Has it been 2 weeks, 3 weeks since I've done one of these? I'm a fucking ad. Yeah, I'm not as nervous going into this week. Last week was the most nervous I've been all season going into a matchup. I knew how huge it was, and I had some tough lineup decisions to make. It worked out all right. Dak versus Rodgers. I'm going Dak there. That good chance that's a shootout. Even though every time we say that, it ends up just being a shit game. But yeah, you got to go Dak. CMC over Kamara. Man, if I can get Darrell Williams leading that backfield one more week, ooh, that would be nice. That would be nice. Davis, Conklin. I mean, other than I think Josh started Gronk one week when he wasn't playing. I mean, he's trying, kinda. I mean, he's making moves. You know, I don't I don't think I could put Corey Davis in my lineup. What's he been doing? Eh, he looked alright last week. How many targets? 7 targets. Are they playing Miami? Yeah, I guess that's not a terrible play. No, I'm still not. Dude, I need AB back so bad. So bad. Like, I already have. I guess I don't have a hole in my RB2 spot as long as Darrell Williams is. Or CH is out. But when CH comes back and I got that RB2 hole, which I think Darrell Williams will still be involved, but I mean, he's not going to get fucking 20 points like he did twice for me. Yeah, I need just a consistent guy I can put in my flex. It looks like he's turning in the right direction. I don't know if he'll be back this week, but if not, you know, so we're gonna roll out Bateman and AP. It looks like Elijah Mitchell's gonna play, so Wilson will probably be on my bench. I don't know. Yeah, top 2 teams record-wise. Even we're not points leaders, but we are the 1 and 2 seeds as of right now. Yeah, it would be nice to get this one. I think I could. I'm not scared of his lineup really. That being said, we know my team puts up duds every other week, so I feel semi confident going into this. I don't know if I'm gonna pick a winner. I'm just kind of bullshitting to myself while the kid's napping. Bored. Jared versus Nathan. Ooh, this might be matchup of the week right here. This is a big week for them. It's a bummer that Jared doesn't have Darrell Henderson. He could really use him this week. Is Chubb? I think Chubb's still on the COVID list, isn't he? I feel like he's probably going to be back. In which case, what did Dearness do last time Chubb was in? I guess that would be week 9. Let's go check it out. Yeah. 8 carries for 16 yards. Yeah, if Chubb's back, I guess he might. You don't like any of the options. Zach Moss. Plug him into the RB2 spot maybe and hope he falls into the end zone, and then throw Kirk in the flex maybe. He's still hanging on to Tyler Boyd. It's kind of a you can't roll the guy out with confidence, obviously. Yeah, you got to go Nathan here. In which case, if I lose, Nathan wins. It's just the game closer. Really like Jared to get this win here. But yeah, you gotta lean Nathan, especially after how Russell Wilson looked last week. CJ and Sam. We still don't know if Kyler's playing. In which case, I mean, does CJ rule him out again? Just for the fuck of it? Who knows? Who knows? Oof. Devonta Smith is looking nice right now. I don't think Cordero Patterson's gonna play. They played at night. He's definitely not playing, is he? Well, let's check it out. What's the latest news on him? Good video. I don't want. Here it is. It's not sounding good. So, playing to be without him. I mean, he's just stacked at running back, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. It's a big game for Sam too, man. I mean, if I was Sam, I would just pray that CJ plays without a quarterback again. His team's just good, and it would be a rough loss for Sam. Drop down to 5-6, unless he can put up some points in the process and gain some more ground on Nathan. He needs to put up points. Bottom line. Yeah, a win would be nice for him. I'm gonna assume that CJ's gonna put a fucking quarterback in there this week and get the win over Sam. It's kind of an irrelevant game here. Travis versus Andy. I don't honestly. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. So it doesn't really have or playoff implications. Give me Andy though, because I don't know what Travis is doing. I mean, at least Andy's trying. And his team is capable of putting up points. Like, he doesn't have a bad team at all. Running backs are a little thin, but his team's capable of putting up 100 points. It hasn't been happening. All right, moving along. Who we got next? Brad versus Gill. Yeah, Gill's a team that could crush some playoff dreams here. And another second straight loss for Brad against Gill, wouldn't be good. Oof. Dude, the injuries, man. He got killed by injuries. He got killed. And we still don't know if CH is going to play. In which case, is he going to throw Latavius Murray in there? I don't think I would. I don't think I would put Wayne Gallman in there. I think Mike Davis is going to be the guy if Cordero Patterson doesn't play. I wouldn't feel confident starting him either, honestly. Oh, dude, you got 3 Minnesota players. If they have a bad week, you're fucked. You're just absolutely fucked. And going against Green Bay, who's been a sneaky good defense this year. Yeah, I'm going Brad. Brad's going to get back on track this week with or without CEH. Gill doesn't have a bad team though. I just don't like having 3 players from the same team. It just really it caps your ceiling, and if they have a bad game, it's a fucking wrap. Who knows? I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if he came out and beat Brad. Just the injuries Brad's had to deal with, but I think I'm going Brad here to Jarvis Landry. Is there a better option for him? Not really. Not really. Going against Detroit, but I just want no part of that passing attack in Cleveland right now. You start the running backs, and that's pretty much it. This is an interesting one here. This is probably must win for Taylor. And he's going against Bud, who has a good team. No quarterback at the moment. We'll see how that plays out. But you saw what Patrick Mahomes did last week. God, he about ripped my soul out. I mean, anytime you got him on your team, you're not out of it. I'll probably go Bud here, just on the assumption that he's gonna put a quarterback in. Dude, Najee's been solid, dude. Just the safest floor you could have for a running back in your lineup. You know he's gonna get 20 carries a week. Look at that. Is that 1, 2, 5 straight weeks of 20 plus carries? And he's getting involved in the passing game too. Ooh, Najee a top 3, top 4 pick next year? Maybe. Maybe. He's a guy I liked a lot coming into the season. I would have loved to get him on my team. What did they say about Mitchell? Let's check this out. He didn't practice. We're still waiting on practice report from today. But it sounds like he's probably going to play. You can't trust anything that the coaches say, especially out of San Francisco. Kyle Shanahan hates fantasy football. So I feel like he could lie just to spite fantasy managers. Yeah. Must win for Taylor. Borderline at least. And he's got a tough one. One against Bud. I mean, we got to do something about the schedule next year, I think. If you can, I mean, maybe it's because Sam's on the app and he's not like on the browser. Maybe the browser is something you're capable of doing is setting the schedule, but you can't on the app. I don't know. I just feel like you got to be playing these. You need these divisional matchups down the stretch, man. When you're fighting for a playoff spot, there's got to be a way to fix that. If not, it's time to leave ESPN because that is terrible. That's probably about it. I just wanted to make a quick little episode. I know it's been a few weeks. And this wasn't the most high energy, but probably call it there. Good luck, guys. Tonight really doesn't have much fantasy implications. I mean, are you starting anybody from the Falcons? I guess Kyle Pitts, but Gill's out, so I guess for Taylor, yeah, it's an important game for Taylor tonight with Harris playing. That's about it. He's gonna be watching the game closer than anybody else in the league, I think. But good luck tonight, Taylor. Hope you can get it done, especially against Bud. But all right, see you guys.